Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let them come.
And welcome to another episode of Where Heartbreak Feels Good. Today we will be talking about all things box office, looking back at the winter springs box office season. And honestly, this is one of my favorite shows of the year that we always do, looking into the summer movie season. What blockbuster is going to dominate the next few months at the box office. And again, even though box office isn't everything, it does determine what kind of movies we get, so it's always fun to discuss. And joining me today is my co-host, Evan Harris.
Exactly. I always love talking about box office. Very fun, very informative. And yeah, like you said, it can show patterns for what studios might want to do after this summer. Like, for example, if Jurassic Park bombs, we don't think so, but if it bombs, goodbye Jurassic Park for a long time. They might put it to bed a little bit. But if this new rebirth rebirths the franchise, then we might get more sooner than later, even though rebirth is already sooner than we expected. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what happens. And also this summer, we're getting Fantastic Four, First Steps. How is that going to fare compared to the likes of Brave New World this year? Thunderbolts come out this weekend. We're going to talk about where we think Thunderbolts could be in terms of the ranking for the summer. But yeah, a lot of interesting things. But before we do our predictions, before we lay down the law for this summer, which is going to be super, super stacked, this winter/spring was very barren. Not a lot of big earners outside of a couple big ones starting in March and April. So I'm excited to dive in here. I think I did terrible.
I was about to say, going into this new year when we did our winter spring episode, I thought you were like, oh yeah, easy winner. He has like Captain America, and your other two movies might have not been like hits. But I always thought that with just one movie, you were gonna be okay. That's not the case.
Not at all. Not at all.
Did you have Minecraft?
I had Minecraft and I had Sinners.
Yeah, that's big. You destroyed it there.
Those are the two biggest ones from this year so far. I think both of Minecraft is the only movie this year to crack 330 million domestic. I think it's at like 348 right now, and grossing and earning more. And then Sinners is now projected to maybe get to like 280, maybe even 300 domestic, which would be crazy. We'll see where it goes after this weekend. But man, just as big box office fans here, I am super, super, super happy and excited to talk about Sinners and what a crazy box office success this was. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I was looking at the draft that we did at the very beginning of the year, not even box office, but just like our most anticipated draft. And I had Sinners there, and I was like worried that Sinners was going to be. I was worried that Sinners was going to be like horror, sci-fi. Yeah. It's about
early
black
in the
people.
Year.
Early in the year, I knew Mickey 17 was going to bomb, but I'm like, I don't know how people are going to react to Sinners, but man, it was a great melting pot. I guess you say melting pot of like crazy, interesting circumstances, man. I was just talking to Jalen about it. Like, how did this happen where people are even everyday people? I was telling my brother, my math teacher, Miss Thompson, she came up to me and she was like, Mr. Harris, what'd you think about Sinners? Like, I love Sinners. She's like, I loved it too, but I want to go back and watch it in IMAX. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, everyday people are talking about IMAX and who've never seen an IMAX movie before. Like, that happened with Oppenheimer. Like what?
That clip.
That video, right? Like, it happened with Oppenheimer. That was big. Like, Dune was really big. But, like, this one is just, like, from everyday people more so. It seems like IMAX is just, like, the thing to see it in, which is really cool and informative. I really like that for Ryan Coogler. Sinners is a big success for my favorite movie of the year. It's going to be very hard for Sinners to leave my top 5 of the year, especially top 10.
Very much, even though completely different movies, very much the challengers of the year. It came out at around the same time. Very like, I don't know if I would say risky, but very prominent voice behind a very stylistic movie. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, I love Sinners. That's another movie that I cannot wait to talk about in our monthly episode.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun discussion. It's always fun talking Sinners. I want to go see it again if I have time. How many times have you seen it? Once or twice?
I've only seen it once, and
Me too.
don't kill me.
No, I've seen it once too. Like I keep
No,
trying.
no, no,
But,
no, 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 don't kill me.
oh,
I missed like the first 5 minutes.
oh, that's bad. Yeah, I was late too, motherfucker. I was late. Jalen and I walk in right when like we're walking up the steps to sit down. Right when there's like an intro prologue talking about vampires, like back in the bayou, vampires. Blah, blah, blah. So it was just like, you know, I don't think they even said vampires. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, breaking this down. So let's hurry, so we can hurry up and get to the summer stuff here. Edgar really dominated with Minecraft. Can you believe how big of a hit Minecraft was this season?
I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I don't think it has gotten to 1 billion yet, but like even just domestic opening weekend, I didn't expect it to do better than Mario.
Yeah, let me see where we at in terms of box office currently with Minecraft. It's
I can pull
crazy.
it.
We're already at thank you. Yeah, 819 worldwide, 383 domestic. That's insane. That's insane. 383 domestic is huge. 436 worldwide. I mean international.
And I know Warner
That's very
Bros. Are
cool.
like
Very, very
they
cool.
drop on their knees once they
yeah,
saw those numbers.
Oh, is this Warner Brothers Minecraft?
Yeah,
Did they do this movie? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know they did Minecraft. For some reason, I thought it was Universal. But yeah, this is great, great for Warner Brothers going from Mickey 17 bombing to this and Sinners is really remarkable.
Yeah, and let's look at your number one.
Yeah, I think I had what was my Captain America, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Here we go.
So yeah, 200 domestic, just 200 on the dot domestic. Really interesting here. 214 international. So it made about the same domestic as it made worldwide. I mean international. Very interesting. Didn't really have that like surge of like I gotta go see this movie. It opened up with about like what 80 or I forget what the 3-day weekend was. Oh, it was 88. There it is. 88 million for the 3-day, which is looking like it might be even above the likes of Thunderbolts. I guess it's just because of the not even the interest factor, but just like the brand name. People are interested to see the next Captain America movie. Thunderbolts has like a slight tinge against it, being like a new team up kind of movie with characters people don't even know about. They at least know who Sam Wilson is. And he at least had his own TV show prior to that. So that's where the 88 million comes from versus the maybe 80, 85 million that Thunderbolts is currently projected to get this weekend. But yeah, solid overall. At least crossed that 400 million mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect if the rumors are true that this movie almost cost like 300 million, but they're never gonna reveal those numbers.
Yeah, they're never gonna reveal that, and people are taking it like, oh, the industry is lying to us about how much this really costs. It's like whether so you're either gonna believe what the industry is saying in terms of like this being 170 production cost plus marketing, or you can believe the rumors, which is 170, or actually it's over 200 million in terms of because of the reshoots and everything. But even the reshoots were shot down in terms of like how much that cost and how much they actually did. So I don't even know anymore. I'm just going to take them for its word for now. And even if we do take them for its word, even if we do say it was like 150, 170 production plus, maybe 100 marketing, 80 marketing, it still is not the best. It's still 400. Is this even below the likes of Shang-Chi? Can you check? 'Cause I
Yeah,
remember Shang-Chi came out like Shang-Chi was in that like early COVID era. Um,
75
yeah,
opening.
Shang-Chi even made more. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that says a lot right there. Where Shang-Chi was able to leg it out even during COVID, while Brave New World just kind of quickly dissipated, um, both domestically and internationally, compared to the likes of even Shang-Chi. But I called this early on in the year. I was like, I don't think this movie is cracking. I wish I had my prediction, but yeah, I said it wouldn't even crack 400, but definitely sub 500. I'm also looking at sub 500 for Thunderbolts as well. I think, especially as the international opening weekend numbers are coming in, particularly from China and some of the Asian countries, it's not looking too hot for Thunderbolts internationally. Domestic, is getting great word of mouth. It's opening to about 80 million. And then it's going to have a good second weekend because nothing comes out next week. So who knows? It's definitely going to crack 200 Thunderbolts, but we'll see if it can go higher than that. Um,
And staying with your list, let's move on with everybody's
Snow
favorite
White.
controversial movie.
Controversial for a myriad of mysterious reasons. You know, I, the Gal Gadot thing, I'm like, even if we want to put that in controversy, because I'm not even going to utter like Rachel of it all, who has no business being mentioned in the controversy because Rachel didn't do anything. But even if we mention the Gal Gadot controversy, like her with the whole Israel thing, nobody in real life cares about the whole Gal Gadot thing. The real reason this movie flopped is simple. People just weren't interested in Snow White. They weren't. It's not the most popular Disney princess movie. It's definitely one of the most iconic. It's the first, right? She's the first Disney princess. It's one of the earlier Disney tales. So it has that like iconography, but at the same time, it's not super, interesting to the everyday people. Like, oh, I gotta see Snow White. Um, so that's why we get a low number here.
And whether you want to believe it, if it was because of the controversies or rage or whatever, what it does become pretty evident to me is that Disney really just sent this movie to die. The marketing for this movie was awful.
It was really bad. They kept reusing. Movies marketing is bad when they reuse the same trailer. They don't do multiple different trailers towards the end game of the marketing. Like towards the end game, it was just like the same thing over and over. We didn't really get anything new exploring like what is so cool and interesting about this movie. Because I actually do like some of the changes that they do in terms of the storytelling. I just wish it was more, interesting, and more compelling. But some of the stuff is pretty cool changes. Yeah, the romance angle wasn't the best, but neither was it in the original. Um, so
There's
yeah,
again, this is not like our regular show, but did like I thought for the longest time watching the movie that one of the changes was going to be that how like she is put in a coma and like somebody like the Prince Charming comes in and kisses her and like wakes her up. I
yeah.
thought that what they were gonna do is that instead of it being like a romantic love, that her father was gonna show up and is gonna save her because they keep making such a big fucking deal about like, oh, my dad, my dad, my dad,
That was
and they
weird.
like it never like all of that never pays off, so it's just like there for no
Yeah,
reason. But anyway,
it's. I'm with you, man. It's cool when things like don't pay off, or it's like your father was never here, but like they kept doing it more and more and more. Like I think back to like Andor with the whole like sister thing. Like that was so compelling how it just kind of got dropped, but it was dropped in a more sincere and genuine way, rather than in this one. It was just like they kept reminding us like it was actually going to happen, and it never does. But anyways, yeah, the storytelling, the writing is not great, and like Edgar and I talked about the reason we do this the reason we do this podcast, we talk about box office, we see patterns. The pattern here is live action Disney remake bombs, doesn't do well, it costs a lot, and what do we see as a repercussion? Not a lot of Disney remakes are on the schedule right now. Hercules,
Rapunzel on
yeah,
pause.
Rapunzel's on pause. Hercules with the Russo brothers thing on pause, dead if that even was going to happen. So Hercules, Rapunzel on pause. What we do have on the docket is Moana, the live action Moana, which
And
is
Lilo and
scheduled,
Stitch.
and Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch is already going to make bank. But like Moana's on the docket. I think it's filming currently now, towards the end of filming. I think that might be a 2026 release, the live action Moana. So we're getting that next year. We'll see what happens. Lilo and Stitch is set to make a lot of money. We'll go over where we think that ranks in our next discussion. But yeah, so thank you, Rachel, for putting in pause on at least Rapunzel. Rapunzel, though, I do like Tangled. But, I'm not confident in the Disney umbrella to make an interesting play at these live action adaptations. Do something unique. Do something different. And they did do something different with Snow White. It just wasn't, mostly good different. It was just, I like some of the changes, but the movie was still kind of dragging and a bore. Okay, so yeah. And then at 3, I had the Looney Tunes movie. I thought that was going to make something. I thought people were going to put their money where their mouth was in terms of that cowboy. What was it called? The movie that got canceled.
Oh, the
Coyote Acme.
Yeah, Coyote versus Acme.
I thought that was going to be like, we want that movie to come back, so let's watch let's watch Looney Tunes. That didn't happen. This movie completely disappeared. It didn't even happen. 13 million worldwide. It was dead and gone.
What if you could have gone back? What would you have chosen instead of this? Not knowing the box office results of all the movies that came out.
Not knowing anything. I forget what I had on my list. I think I had Paddington in there somewhere. I forget what came out in February, but
because my first thought went to like maybe, I don't know how well it ended up doing, but maybe I would have gone with Warfare.
Maybe I could have gone with Warfare. Yeah, I'm trying to look at, or maybe drop something like. Did none of us pick like Wolfman or?
I did. That was my one miss.
Okay. Yeah, I would have done like a. Well, I have Love Hurts in my notes. Thank God I didn't pick that. Yeah, I don't know what I would have picked. Like I might have picked like Novocaine or Blackback, something in that March timeline. Working Man, maybe I could have gone with Working Man. It's safe and easy to pick. Yeah.
Have you seen this movie, by the way? This Looney Tunes movie?
I did. I liked it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's really fun. Great brotherly bond between Daffy and Pig.
If you really think about it, this is Sinners for the children.
It really is. It really is. I did not think about that, but I guess you're right. That's funny. But yeah, it's very funny. The 2D animation fucking rocks. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It got surprisingly heartfelt at times. It's very just solid. It's not great by any means, but like this is something that I wouldn't mind rewatching with some friends. Like it's a very solid, crazy movie. And,
very much a throwback to classic like 2D animations, which just put like a smile on my face throughout the movie.
100%. Yeah, I had a blast watching it. I went to a theater and it was pretty much empty, but like there was like 2 other groups next to me, and we kind of laughed a couple of times.
Yeah,
it was fun, and like the surprising trio dynamic with the other pig was very fun too.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, mine was kind of packed.
Oh, nice! I love that. So yeah, I just hope talking about patterns. Zaslav is not promoting a lot of Looney Tunes on HBO Max, but Coyote vs. Acme did return this, which was box office news this year.
Yeah.
So that's coming out next year, I think. And I think the Looney Tunes division is like up and down. We don't really know if they're going to be spearheading a lot of movies for the Looney Tunes division. I just hope so, because this is an iconic,
IP
franchise. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that sticks around. What about your list? What do you have? So that was my list. That was my 1, 2, and 3. You had Sinners, which we kind of already talked about. This is crazy. 141. Can you believe last weekend, dude? Like 6% drop. Wow.
I was so happy.
I love it.
This is the kind of movie, like, I feel like we have one of these at least once a year where we always complain about people not showing up, and then one movie comes out and everybody just kind of like gets behind it, and I'm so happy that it's Sinners.
I'm so happy too. I love thinking about that. That's a great point, Edgar. In terms of movies that just like explode every single year, I don't think we had like kind of and explode in a way that means like not expected. Like your franchises are obviously going to expect, but like 2017, Get Out exploded. Uh, all of Jordan Peele's movies, Nope and Us, did very very well for those
Hmm.
respective years. Trying to remember like the Everything Everywhere run in 2022 was really cool too. People just like seeing a weird movie like that. That was really cool. I don't know. Last year, Anora wasn't a big box office like spread there. I don't know what happened last year. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm just very happy for Sinners. Instantly became a Best Picture front runner in April, which I love to see. I'm a huge. Me and you both are huge box office and Oscar nerds. And there's a lot of nominations that you can just easily just spring for Sinners. Direction, editing, cinematography, score, original screenplay, um, picture, obviously, costumes, maybe, production
Makeup.
design, makeup. Because the production of that whole juke joint, really cool, and the town itself, really cool. So you can do a lot of different things. The acting, hopefully, maybe you can get Michael B. Jordan in supporting or lead. I think lead, right?
Yeah, it would be lead, but Miles, I feel like that. Again,
Miles,
we'll talk about it next week, but he's the standout for me.
Miles is a huge standout, but in terms of like likelihood of first time people getting nominated,
Yeah,
I can see him just falling through the cracks.
it used to happen a lot though.
It used to happen back in the day. Now it's just like not as likely. But if Sinners continues being a big hit, people like him that much. Hopefully,
Where
yeah.
where do you think this movie will end up like closing like its cap? Like I feel like it could get close to 300, but I'm not like 100% sure. I mean, it's probably gonna cross 200 like in the next week or so.
Yeah, probably going to cross 200 domestic. Definitely. I think this weekend's going to be hitting like 30 million plus. So that's 170 right there. And then next weekend, you could say 15 million. So yeah, it's definitely crossing 200. I see the domestic being like, again, like 250, maybe 280. It can go very, very high. International, unfortunately, it's just not spreading that much. Hopefully, it picks up there if it opens up in more countries. It has opened up in a lot of countries. Can you scroll down for the international?
Yeah,
Where
I
have
can.
we where have we opened up as?
Let me see.
That's domestic. Where can we watch international?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Domestic. What's it not giving me? Like
You
just
click all territories.
there you go.
Let's see what we got here.
Europe.
So most of Europe already opened, unfortunately, and nothing big there. France came out and played. Yeah, nothing big there. What about Asian countries? Has it hit Latin America and Asian countries? Yeah, it has. Nothing in China yet. But I don't know China and vampires and black people. I don't know that is a good melting pot. So yeah, it might not be there. But again, even if the domestic can just carry it to like 200 plus on a $90 million budget, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm super happy for the success of Sinners. It's going to be one of the biggest earners, second to Minecraft this year.
Yeah, and let me see. Where's my last one? Wolfman. Yeah,
We
this
did,
didn't do great, Bob.
and we didn't like this. What a disappointment! Like I think I liked it less than after I initially saw it. I was like, okay, I like the spider scene. I like some of the hair and makeup design. I like some of the transformation stuff. But like over time, I'm like, man, this movie is like very forgettable and not good. And
Hmm.
the family stuff is bad, just badly written. Um, and yeah, I can't wait for Eggers to take a crack at this IP.
And let's just look real quick if there's anything of note from the winter season.
Yeah, Mufasa continued to do very well from last year. That's remarkable.
I'm glad one of them days did well.
Me too. One of them days, yeah, we didn't talk about that. I should have put that in there too. Great job for Kiki Palmer and Black Comedies. Yeah, Black Comedies doing well at the beginning of the year, and Black Horror doing very well in April. Love to see that. Dennis
Not gonna
D's
lie,
making a
not
third.
not gonna lie. Companion, I feel like it should have done better. Even though I don't love the movie, but
Which one is Companion again? Remind me. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm shocked. 36 million worldwide. Wow. Yeah. What was the budget though for that movie? They don't show this. Yeah,
no, but I can look it up right now.
I think it was like 15 million. I think it was more than I thought. Same for Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes and Companion didn't blow up. I was like winter horror as much as I thought they would.
10 million for a companion.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, so Hard Eyes and Wolfman and Companion didn't like the winter horror season didn't really blow up that well. But thankfully we have Sinners and hopefully Final Destination this summer as well. Mickey 17 unfortunately did not do that well for Bong Joon-ho, which wasn't really surprising. I figured Mickey 17, the studio didn't know what to do with it, audiences didn't know what to do with it. Sci-fi comedies are a very hard mix. King of Kings, Religion sells.
Angel Studios.
Studios, I don't know how they, pay it forward. They did. What else do we have here? Revenge of the Sith re-release, doing very well for Lucas, Walt Disney. It ended its run literally yesterday, or 2 days ago, as of this recording. We're recording on Friday. They stopped this Wednesday. I went to go rewatch it. Did you have a chance?
No, I didn't.
I thought it was a very packed house for me. Very fun experience. I just love Revenge of the Sith. I'm watching it again, and I'm like, wait, maybe this might be better than Return of the Jedi. Maybe not. I don't know. I love it so much. It's such a great movie for me. I love Revenge of the Sith. What else do we have here? Oh, and Revenge of the Sith finally got the movie overall to get past 900 million. I think it's at 902 worldwide, which is really cool. 52. Oh, they just included this, the anniversary copy. But yeah, I like The Accountant 2 a lot. I can't wait to talk about that in terms of monthly recap. I'm a huge Accountant 1 fan. The Accountant 2 took 9 years to come out, and it came out and did well. Warfare, A24, Alex Garland. Not the biggest hit, but it's hard to sell as a point-blank war movie like that. Especially if it's not doing anything super interesting, or the character journey isn't there. So it's hard for audiences to get invested, but it's a cool directorial, series of events.
Showcase, yeah.
And then Black Bag, my second favorite movie of the year, came out this season and didn't do that well, which is unfortunate in terms of patterns. Once again, the mid-budget spy thriller just isn't hitting, unfortunately. But I'm happy Soderbergh got this in theaters and it didn't go straight to Amazon, Peacock, whatever. Like a lot of mid-budget thrillers are doing these days. Speaking of that, we have a mid-budget thriller coming out this weekend in A Simple Favor 2, which originally was
coming out already.
That's out as of me talking.
Where's the marketing?
Great point. Yeah, well, they dropped it on streaming, so it was just like, oh. But I really liked A Simple Favor 1, and I'm hearing mixed things about 2, so I'll see it this weekend on Amazon Prime. But that's it. 28 minutes. Good job covering the first half of this year. Let's get into our summer predictions. Woo! Let's see who goes first this time. The wheel was never in my favor, but let's see.
Hey, you went first last time.
You went first last time, didn't you?
See? Why are you complaining?
Shut up. I swore you went first last time. Or maybe I went first last time. I don't know. Now this is tough. Now I get the hard choice. Ooh, I love this. 28 years later. Weapons, man. I can't wait for Weapons.
Trailer. Like I usually try to avoid trailers because especially for things that I know I'm gonna watch, which is everything. Yeah. But that trailer, man, fuck me.
So good. So good. Okay, let me look at my list.
I feel like the first choice would be very easy for both of us.
So we always go back and forth in terms of do we do this domestic or worldwide? Because some of these I think are going to be very, very close domestically, but might be differing worldwide.
I've always like viewed them like overall, like yeah.
Overall. Okay. Overall, the safe pick is to go to the top right there and do Jurassic World Rebirth. Um, but I do see my second one. It might be the one that you pick, but I think I'll just go with Jurassic World Rebirth for now. That's the safe pick. I can't go. I know this is not going to flop at least. Can you go to the Jurassic World franchise for me?
Yeah. Give me one sec.
I think this is a movie franchise with diminishing returns. Jurassic World came out in 2015. Blew up the internet, the world sensation. Similar to The Force Awakens, this is Jurassic Park coming back, and Jurassic World did very, very, very well. But it went from from 652 with Jurassic World down to like 400 with Fallen Kingdom, and now then to like below 400 with domestic here, Dominion. But even if Dominion is like the low point of the franchise, look at that, like 376 as like a low point for the franchise, or at least for the world franchise. That's still very, very good. Even if you go to like the critically panned Jurassic Park 3, which I love, that's still 181 domestic worldwide or lifetime. Like that's still very good domestically. So worldwide it didn't do that much. But like Jurassic Park is always going to put butts in seats. And whenever we do this podcast, I'm looking at what movie could possibly open to 90 million, 100 million plus opening weekend. I'm looking at Jurassic World Dominion. And this summer, we're getting the July of all Julys here with Jurassic World, followed 2 weeks later or 1 week later by Superman, and then 2 weeks later by Fantastic Four. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jurassic World. I think right now my prediction is going to be 370 million base for domestic and 1 billion plus worldwide. Can you go back to Dominion real quick? What was the worldwide goes? I think it was 1.0, or was it 1. Yeah, 1.0. 1.01, which is still very, very good. If this has diminishing returns, we could look at like 900 million, which would still be probably number one in the summer if 900 million. So we'll see. But okay, I think Jurassic World is going to be. And just by the trailers, you can already tell Gareth Edwards' visuals. It looks a little bit different. The texture of the film looks a little bit different than the other three world movies. The horror elements look semi-interesting. The cast is interesting. I love Scarlett Johansson. Jonathan Bailey as the wily, out of his depth scientist is going to be cool. Mahershala Ali finally getting a job again. I'm excited. Sorry, Mahershala, I didn't mean to dog you like that, but I would say that Marvel put him in like acting jail for no reason with all the Blade bullshit. But yeah. So solid cast, and maybe this can be the start of something new for the Jurassic World franchise. And yes, I made a High School Musical reference.
All right. So for me, I feel like there's no other choice other than this.
Oh, I think there's two choices here, three choices actually. Two choices.
I think I know which choices you're talking about, but I think I'm gonna go with the safest out of the three, or if not, I think it's the safest out of the three. I'm gonna go with the Fantastic Four.
Okay, I was doing because there is Superman, but there's also something else coming out in May that I think could explode.
Yep.
But the other four, I was going back and forth between this being my number 2 and number 3. I kind of went back for this being my number 3, but I see big upside on this, especially post Thunderbolts. No spoilers for that movie.
But no. Yeah, let's do spoilers for 10 seconds. Spoilers.
Spoilers for Thunderbolts. As of this recording, we both saw it yesterday. I'll wave my hands again when we're done with spoilers.
Last night it told me that movie is gonna make a shit ton of money. Everybody's fucking reaction to that post-credit scene, it's gonna.
Which, by the way, good post-credit scene. Good.
Why would you put it there?
Good. It wasn't great, but I agree. Why? But I think it's now or never. You got to start jump starting Doomsday. they're a bit
Yeah.
too late at the gun, so they have to put like post credit scenes like this. I heard like reactions like, "You cannot miss this post credit scene." If you miss this post credit scene, they're just gonna show it again in the first few seconds of Doomsday,
Yeah, it
or the
feels like it
yeah
reminds me of that. Was it a post credit scene of
yes
Endgame?
or oh yeah. What are you thinking of?
I don't remember which movie it was, but it was like leading up to the Endgame with
Endgame.
Captain Marvel and showing up
Yes.
and everything.
Yeah. I think that was. I think it might have been the Captain Marvel movie itself.
Yeah.
Um, but I was thinking of the one from like the end of was it Ant-Man or Ant-Man 1, where like they put a random scene from Civil War
Yeah,
in
that too.
Ant-Man, and I'm like, that's really random. But okay, but then they kind of just reshot it again in Civil War. So I'm just like, this movie was really cool. Some people are saying like, oh, this was or it was the director himself. He said that was shot on the Doomsday set. Um, so it might have even been shot by the Russo brothers, this post-credit scene, which wouldn't surprise me because the film, it did look really different from the rest of Doomsday. I mean, it looked different from the rest of Thunderbolts. But yeah, it was really cool. I kind of theorized like, hey, at the end of Fantastic Four, they got to get to Earth somehow, and they're here at Earth. But yeah, I'm with you 100% in terms of audience reactions. People were losing their minds, screaming like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. So we're going to see that scene come into play from the Fantastic Four perspective in Fantastic Four. That'll be
Yeah.
cool.
Also, I
Yeah.
feel like they've done a not a great but a decent job at selling this movie as something different. Like it very much feels like a family movie. Not like in terms of like genre, but that's the main focus of the movie, which is different
Yeah.
from what we've
By the way,
gotten from the franchise.
we're done with spoilers, by the way. Done with spoilers. But yeah, I agree. I think I actually would say they did a great job making this feel different. And the main reason, before this movie even started production, boom, Michael Giacchino's score is playing everywhere. In the parks, in the trailers, every clip has a score like singing through it. Like the score just makes it automatically through audio just feel, hear, sound different. And of course, the cast was so highly rumored, so highly anticipated. And I think everybody's either worries or excitement about the cast has been, has been put away. Like the worries have been put away and the excitement has gone up because the cast just looks great. People are excited about the trailers so far. The second trailer was just decent, but like overall, I think this has Guardians of the Galaxy upside in terms of sci-fi families kind of squad-like movie. So I see it definitely being over 800 million. Every single Guardians movie has gone above 800 million. The first one was like 830. The second one was like 870. Then the last one was like somewhere in the 800s as well. I think First Steps can be easily, right now I'm predicting it to be 850 to be safe. I'm gonna say 850 to max it out there. But I think it has Guardians 3 upside.
Yeah, it won't hit a billion, but it'll get close.
It'll get close. I think the only one securely hitting a billion is
It's Jurassic
maybe
World.
Rebirth. Let me see what Guardians 3 box office was. Because I think, yeah, it made 845. I think First Steps can do 845, 840 easily. Anyways, my second pick, I went back and forth between this and another superhero movie, but I'm gonna go with. I don't know anymore. Do I go with? Because it is a risk compared to my. This is hard. I might just fall back on my fourth and just. But I feel like one could do very well. No, I shouldn't doubt this. I'm going Lilo and Stitch. I shouldn't doubt this because I already know it's already projected to do 100 million over the 4-day Memorial Day weekend. Every trailer is just like I can't go against a 4-quadrant movie. What I am curious about is the international appeal for Lilo and Stitch. It did secure a China release date, but I just can't doubt Disney this summer. And I think Lilo and Stitch is going to be big in terms of trailer reception. I think it was like one of the highest trailers for Disney in terms of number of viewership was Lilo and Stitch. The marketing has been very, very solid in my opinion. The way it's crashing through other franchises, you know, and especially in terms of like contrast between this and Snow White, it's like night and day in terms of excitement for this franchise. I just saw it again in front of Thunderbolts, and I think people are just really looking forward to Lilo and Stitch. It's a 4-quadrant family movie in the heart of summer, coming out the same weekend as Mission Impossible, but they don't have the same audience.
Audiences.
Yeah. I think Mission Impossible is going to do well. I think Lilo and Stitch is going to do obviously better because it's more 4-quadrant than Mission Impossible, and it's not like the end of a franchise, so it has no baggage there. Like, do I have to watch the other ones? This is just Lilo and Stitch. If you like the animated movies, which always do a killing on Disney Plus, then you'll like Lilo and Stitch. Which is crazy because this is like a big thing in my childhood. I didn't know people and kids were still Lilo and Stitch fans, but cool. My prediction right now is I want to say 300 domestic as like the cap, and then probably like 800 overall worldwide. I think I'm going high. I'm going high on Lilo and Stitch. So that's my play here. And I think after Mission Impossible, let me see the release date here. It'll have Memorial Day, 4-day weekend to itself. Then the weekend after that is Karate Kid. Karate Kid Legends could put it like a family stop to Lilo and Stitch, but like
It's
I'm
not
counting
gonna
on.
happen.
You don't think so? Okay. I don't know where to judge Karate Kid. That could be a hit. It looks fun. If it has like the Cobra, we're both Cobra Kai fans. If it has that Cobra Kai energy, you never know.
I don't know.
Okay. It's not in my list either. But how many are we doing, by the way? We're doing 3 or 4. We did 3 last. Let's do 4.
No. I think for summer we've always done 5, and then the
5.
Zone.
Okay, cool. I got room for 5.
Let me see for mine. So honestly, it pains me to put this movie at number 2. I was going back and forth between this and one other movie, but the reason why I'm going with this one is because it basically has a full month to itself until Jurassic World comes out, and that movie is How to
F1 or
Train Your
something?
Dragon.
Oh yes, that's a good play. Interesting. That was gonna be my next one. I thought you were gonna pick something else. But
movie comes out on June 13. It opens alongside with Materialist, which I mean it's not even a competition.
Materialist is bombing.
Yeah, and 28 years later will come out like a week later, but again, different audiences.
Different audience, smaller budget for 28 years. Yeah.
Alien is coming the same day as 28 years later, but again, I feel like that's gonna be that movie's best case scenario is Elemental, where it just
I'm thinking the exact same thing. Yes.
Will it happen? We'll see. And then again, it has another week. Then F1 comes out, which again, I don't think it's gonna happen. If anything, there's another movie that's gonna come out that same day that I think it's gonna do better. And then after the week after that,
then it's Rebirth.
Yeah, so it basically has a month to itself with
That's
a few
great point.
little movies here and there that might take a little bit of money from it, but I don't think
for sure. You never want to doubt How to Train Your Dragon. Right now, my prediction was similar to Lilo and Stitch, 300 million domestic overall. I think it's going to be big domestically. And then like international, I just don't know. I'm going to go like 600, 700 overall for How to Train Your Dragon. But even then, that'd be very good for the summertime. 700 million for this movie would be big.
Yeah. Also, like I don't know about you, but I remember when that trailer first showed before Wicked, people went wild in the theater for it. I was honestly surprised. Like, oh damn, like you guys care about How to Train Your Dragon that much. I love that trilogy, but I was just like taken aback. And also for some reason, this movie, even though it's not the same situation, it kind of reminds me of like Inside Eye 2, of that factor of like the children that saw that movie now are old and have their own children, so now they can take them to see this movie. So again, we'll see what happens, but
we'll see. I think How to Train Your Dragon, 2 good options here. They're both going to be big. I'm very curious which one's going to do better in terms of live action remakes, Lilo and Stitch or How to Train Your Dragon. It's fun how we both have those 2 as our number 2. Yeah. Also, they screened this at CinemaCon. Reactions are already out there. They pulled a Flash. Otherwise, Flash reactions were out there, and it's like, oh, this is great. We knew that was a lot. We knew it was a lot. We just knew it was a lot. How to Train Your Dragon reactions are also great, and I'm guessing it's going to be a good movie. Like they're doing a live action adaptation of a fantastic animated movie, this time with a few extra scenes. The flying sequences, I have no doubt, are going to be very, very cool to see. I've never doubted that this movie is going to be great. My only issue with it is just that it's going to be too samey. But if it is samey, the last one is great. This one's going to be great. Just in different ways. I always emphasize that animation just has an edge because of what you can do in terms of like color contrast and lighting that can just works better in animation. But there's also some things that you can't do in animation that you can do in live action. That feeling of being on top of a dragon, it'll work better in live action, admittedly. But the movie as a whole, I probably will still go with the animated movie, but I haven't seen it. You know, I'm hopeful that the new actors can bring something new to the table. It's what I love with the, Last of Us is a different adaptation. You're adapting a game rather than a other movie, but I always like seeing what the actors can convey versus what the game is conveying, just in terms of adaptation. But yeah, the first one made 494 worldwide. Just even if you replicate that, that's a big hit. For this movie. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, I guess I have to go Superman now. I didn't think I would get that, but yeah, Superman. I thought I would get How to Train Your Dragon. You would get Superman, but we went back and forth. We have the same list basically.
You look, and I'm sure you're
Same
gonna
top
touch
five.
on. I am sure you're gonna touch on this, but that movie's just sandwiched between two other big movies. That's the only reason why I'm like,
Yeah, it has a ceiling, which is unfortunate for Superman. It has a ceiling and it has a floor. It's coming off of Jurassic World, but similar to Jurassic World and the other movies, and that we've been talking about in terms of big hits, the trailer for Superman. Holy shit, this was internet breaking. For better or for worse, some people were not happy in the first trailer because it wasn't fully Superman. But even the crypto clip, the just so much goodwill towards Superman. I'm very optimistic. My prediction right now is like similar to like a Guardians. I'm gonna go 300 plus domestic, but I'm gonna go like 700 worldwide. I think worldwide is where it's really gonna feel the hit of having that ceiling in terms of other movies being in the market, like Jurassic World and Fantastic Four. Like the internationals, where it's really gonna hit the longevity. But domestically, I think Superman can just hang in there domestically. Even if it's not first, it'll always be like second, third, or fourth. So Man of Steel came out in 2013. That was the last time we had a solo Superman movie. And opening was 116. Worldwide was 670. My prediction for this is going to be over 100 million domestic for opening and around 700. So making around Man of Steel. I remember people called Man of Steel not a big hit because of the $225 budget, which is huge. But I don't know the budget of James Gunn's Superman.
I can't imagine this movie being more than 250. And even then, that sounds too much. I feel like 200.
James Gunn budget. Is there anything out there? Oh, somebody claims 360, but that was disputed. That was disputed. But we don't really know. I guess the answer is we don't really know. Yeah, 364 million sounds crazy. That makes no sense. Otherwise, I'm hearing 180 from the Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see this being over like 220, 200. So yeah, 600, 670, 700 would be a good hit for the beginning of the DCU. A lot is riding on this movie. Once again, talking about patterns. If Superman flops, oh boy, that's bad. But I doubt it's going to flop. Again, I'm going around 700 overall for Superman. So yeah, this is my top 5 that I have in my notes. This is the top 5 in just, a different order because me and Edgar are picking here. But yeah, this is where things get interesting now.
Yeah, there are so many movies, like smaller movies, that I feel like could do very well. Hell, I'm not even feeling like I'm almost like certain that they're gonna do really well. But there are other movies that are like bigger that I'm like, there's
Right.
There's two big ones in particular that I'm avoiding just because of their budgets. Um,
Are we gonna are we see, this is interesting because I have a movie that's gonna be a hit, but the budget's huge as fuck. But let's avoid budget talk. Let's avoid how much it's gonna make a profit. How much do you think it's gonna make overall?
all right.
So avoid the budget talk. How much do you think it's gonna make overall?
Man.
Because this is hard. This is hard. Because I'm with you. A couple of these I see as being like small hits. Like Foundation Nation could be a hit,
Yep.
but is it going to make
20.
more than other on this list? So,
Yeah.
a horror hit is different from like a normal box office hit.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with another safe one.
You could. Thunderbolts is on the table, by the way. Thunderbolts
Yeah.
is on the table.
I'm gonna go with Thunderbolts.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah. Put the asterisk. Put the asterisk.
Where is it? Where is it?
Where is the asterisk at?
There you
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
85 million opening weekend. It's gonna do solid until Mission Impossible and Stitch comes out.
Yeah, my prediction going into this weekend was 78. I kind of lowballed it. But yeah, I think 83, 85 is likely now.
Yeah, I feel like this movie could cap at like maybe 450.
Yeah, I'm going 500. Yeah, the international has me scary. Has me scared. It's not going to do as well as Cap International. So yeah, I think 450 to be safe, but we'll see what happens next weekend because we know it's going to have good legs domestically. We just don't know. We already know it's not doing well internationally. So yeah, Thunderbolts a good 500. Actually, on my notes here, I had 650. I don't think it's going to make 650. I'm going to put that down at 500 million. So yeah. I think it's going to make more than Cap. I think it's going to have better legs than Cap did, even if it came out during the summer with more movies. Okay, so now we're looking at the movies for the next 4 options between us both. I'm looking at options that are going to make at least over 400 million. This is where it gets hard. I might just go Elio. No. Stop it. I'm going Mission Impossible.
Following your heart.
I'm following my heart. If you don't go Elio, I'll do Elio next. I can't forget the August movies too. We're doing this from May to August, right? May to August.
Yeah, I can double check on this. I think August and like end of August, and then the next season is at the beginning of
Yeah, we're doing September through December. Yeah. Let me see here. Final Reckoning, long ass title. Thank you, McCory and Tom. So yeah, this is where the budget talk comes into concerns. Yes, the budget is massive, but it's really weird, right? Like I don't think this movie individually costs like 250 or 300 or 400, whatever.
Yeah, I think isn't the talk like 400?
Like I don't think this movie alone costs 400, but like they filmed this and Dead Reckoning back to back, basically, minus like press and life breaks. But when people say back to back, it's not like, hey, on Friday we finished filming Two Towers, and on Monday we're filming Return of the King, baby. It's like that. It's not like that in real life. But like this is basically back to back filming. Some of the production costs kind of mingled in between them. The COVID stuff happened. Location. So it's a lot. It's weird. But overall, I feel like this is going to do well. We already know it's exceeding expectations based off of early pre-sale tickets. It's projected to earn 80 million in the 4-day weekend, which is probably looking like a 65 million 3-day, 15 million on that Memorial Day Monday, maybe. But overall, I think this is going to be probably not the highest grossing Mission Impossible movie, but I think it's going to make more than Dead Reckoning. I think it'll be right below Fallout. I think Fallout was at 6. Can you look up Fallout for me? I think Fallout had like 654 or 694 for Fallout, something like that. I think it was definitely in the 600s. I just forget where. So 791. Wow, never mind. Yeah, Fallout 791. If we can get back to that Fallout day, but Fallout had a humongous hit in China. I think Fallout made like over 100 million in China. Can you go down to China for me? I wonder if China's on here. Let's see here.
There it is. 181.
China. Yeah, 181 in China is wild. Wild. That's a huge hit. 2018 is a different time, guys. Different time. That's crazy. Remember when Furious 7 like went crazy in China?
How much did it do? I just out of curiosity.
Yeah, Furious 7 did like what? I think it made like 300 million in China.
400.
390 in China. That's disgusting. Yeah, that's just pre-COVID days right there. That's what 2015 was wild. 2015 was a different year. That was wild. So yeah, I have Final Reckoning making a bit more than Dead. I think Dead Reckoning made like 500 some million. I think this one's gonna make like 650. I think 650, hopefully 700. It doesn't have a ceiling. Let me see here. It comes out the same day as Lilo and Stitch, but again, different audience. But Ballerina comes out in like let me see, when does Ballerina come out? June 6th, which is like 2 weeks after Mission Impossible. But I don't think Ballerina is going to be as big of a hit as people are thinking. It's not on my list. But yeah, I think this movie's going to be big. Minus the budget, I think we're looking at maybe 85, hopefully 90 million in the 4-day. And then again, for domestic, I'm going 250 domestic, 600 million plus overall. So yeah, very, very excited for Mission Impossible. If people forget, this is my most anticipated movie of the year. I cannot wait. I love this franchise so much. It's right there next to Star Wars for favorite franchise of all time. So hopefully it ends strong. What's your number 4?
I wasn't gonna go with Elio. But
Okay.
I was looking through the calendar. This summer is basically dead for like children's movies.
Right? Exactly.
Except for like Lilo and Stitch, and I guess you can make an argument for How to Train Your Dragon. And then there's that Smurfs movie in July, which is gonna bomb. So
How much? What about Bad Guys 2, by the way, too?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I forgot about that one.
the first Bad Guys didn't make that much, but like I feel like people love Bad Guys 2. I was considering having it on my list.
It could be a decent hit, but I don't think it's gonna. It might cap like at 150, I think, if it gets lucky. But with Elio, there's a lot of writing in this with this movie because original Pixar movie. We need more original Pixar movies to be hits at the box office if we want to get more of them.
We do.
So yeah, like there's a lot of writing with this movie, but again, honestly, I haven't even really seen the trailers, but just looking at the poster and like the look of the movie, it seems like a very kiddish movie, which might be a good thing, maybe something in its favor, because again, parents need to take their children to the movies to kill like 2 hours. So
Yeah.
might be the perfect movie, and I feel like this movie could, on its best day, I feel like it could cross like 300 million worldwide.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great pick. So yeah, I think I might be a bit higher on it. I might think Elio could have the elemental effect. I actually like the second trailer for Elio more than the first. The first one was kind of like, I'm a kid who wants to go to space and, I get taken to space. But the second one kind of reaffirmed the mother-son distance relationship where, the mother and son have a, heartfelt relationship. Maybe that could be the heart of the story there. But some of the comedy is like already not doing it for me in Elio. So I'm iffy on it. But I'm with you. I'm going to see it because I want more original Pixar. We can't just have the onslaught of Incredibles 3, Frozen 3 and 4, Toy Story 5. Like, we know those are coming. But we want original stuff. And Pixar does have the original like Beaver movie coming out next year, I think, too. So everybody, once again, go support Pixar when they do these original movies. But yeah, Elio's a good pick. Again, I'm gonna be a bit higher, like maybe 450. Because you're right, it is very barren for children's movies. So yeah, next up, man, interesting for my last pick here. I could go Karate Kid Legends. I feel like that does have an upside to it.
There are so many movies that I'm certain they're gonna do really well, and I'm sad that I'm gonna have to only pick one more.
Yeah, right. Like Karate Kid Legends can do very well. I think in terms of horror, I'll just say Final Destination could be a hit. Final Destination could be a hit.
It could have like a Scream effect.
Exactly. Look up the last Final Destination movies. I don't know what the
Let me see.
what the range is for that franchise box office wise. I'll look up the last Scream movie. Scream 6. Scream 6.
There we go.
Let's see here.
Which one do you want me to click first?
Do the Final Destination, the last one. 186 worldwide. That's really good for that kind of movie. Scream 6 capped out at 166 worldwide. Or 169 worldwide for Scream 6. So yeah, I think Final Destination is in that realm. It's going to be, it might be even higher. It might be 200 million worldwide. But I don't know. It could go Bad Guys 2. I could go Final Destination. Karate Kid Legend. I think it's just going to be big. I think it's going to be fun. But is that my Cobra Kai heart moving it? F1 is, dude, what the heck is going to happen with F1? It wants it to be, they want a racing Top Gun movie so badly. I don't know if I pick F1 here. F1 could be a hit.
It could also be a flop.
I don't think it's going to be flopping at worst. But it's 1 week before Jurassic World. That's why I'm not picking it. That's just risky on my part. Ooh. Do I do Weapons? Everybody loves that trailer.
There's a lot of horror movies this summer that, again, I don't think so. I'm pretty certain that they're going to do really well.
Yeah, I'm certain that Weapons, Final Destination, Megan 2 is going to blow up. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, man, this is hard. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Karate Kid Legends. Let's see how much that big franchise can do. Because I think, because I know Final Destination is going to be a hit, but like Final Destination, $200 million is a hit for Final Destination. I think Karate Kid's going to make over 200 worldwide. So I think it's going to make over the horror hits. Ballerina, I think is going to be a hit too. I love you, Anya Taylor-Joy. I love you. Or sorry, no, sorry, Ana de Armas. I love Ana de Armas, but I don't know how much of a hit that's going to be minus Keanu. Like, what are we looking at there? 15 million maybe opening weekend. I don't know. But Karate Kid Legends is for me. It feels like it could be a fun movie, and it might be over the horror hits at least, in my opinion. Weapons. I was close to picking Weapons because Weapons could be like a knockout, long legs, yeah, kind of thing there. And I hope it is. I think everybody that's appealing to like everybody. Okay, yeah, I'm confident in Karate Kid. My prediction for Karate Kid, let me see here. I think 500 million is my optimistic worldwide for Karate Kid. I think it could go the distance there. I think it can make like 200 domestic, maybe 300 international in order to get that 500 million. The last movie did 359. I think it's going to be more than this. It doesn't have like the Jaden Smith effect where people are like, let me see Jaden Wilson. Let me see Wilson up in this. But like, I think Karate Kid Legends is going to be a decent hit for Sony.
I just don't think people care about this franchise anymore, other than in TV. If anything, they just see this as a TV franchise now.
But I see that movie trailer and people are like, oh, shoot. Like, okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe I might have that family effect with it. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going Karate Kid Legends. I think it's going to be around the Elio area, at least for me.
Yeah. When does it come out? Is it before or after Mission and Lilo?
I think it's after. It's the week after.
Mm,
So that might be bad for it, but we'll see how it goes.
okay. So I'm between two horror movies. Three, honestly, we consider Weapons, but I think Weapons is probably gonna cap like at maybe 120 if on a good day.
Yeah.
Um, and again, like surprisingly, Weapons seems to me like one of those movies, like you said, where it appeals to everybody, like adults, like parents, like that. Like that's like a very like great premise, like that really would get somebody of that age with kids.
Weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like again, like people our age, like it just sounds fucking awesome.
It's
And
a magical premise where it's just like simple. Kids have disappeared,
yeah,
but there's more to the story than that, which is crazy. We have no idea
and
what's.
and they I feel like they are slowly selling this part of the movie, but I feel like they should really get behind it of like everybody in Hollywood wanted to fucking buy this script.
Yeah,
The point that Jordan Peele fired his agent
that's a
for
wild
losing.
story. Jordan Peele fired his agents for losing out on the bidding war for Weapons, which was like I think 38 million. So like and it was supposed to come out next year. They moved it all the way to this August. Like holy shit, Zach Kreger has a lot of confidence in Hollywood right now. So very cool.
But and there's another movie that kind of reminds me of Sinners in the sense that
Megan too.
no, no, no. 28 years later,
Okay.
in the sense that it's playing with a very familiar subgenre of horror, but I feel like I mean it's Danny Boyle. It's this 28 years later. I feel like he's gonna do something really cool with this. That trailer, best trailer of last year, in my opinion.
Easily, not
Um,
even close. Yeah.
yeah, and it looks fantastic, and it also has Jack O'Connell. So hey, um, but I have to go with a safe pick, and I'm gonna go with Megan 2.0.
Megan 2.0. What was the last Megan?
When it was, or what was the question?
I'm saying what did the last Megan make?
It made almost
180. Yeah, that's definitely going to make more than 180 for sure. I'm very curious now. Megan made 180. And that's very close to what Found Destination is looking like. So we'll see how the horror hits between Found Destination, Weapons, and Megan, and 28 years makes. 28 years later has a crazy good trailer. I don't know if that'll translate to box office success as much as Megan and Found Destination. Those are easier confirmations for successes. Those are genuine going to be hits, Megan and Found Destination. I don't know about Weapons. I just feel Weapons is just like breaking the internet with that trailer. And then lastly, I would go 28 years in terms of my predictions. But yeah, great year for horror. Great summer, for horror. Weapon, Fascination, 28 years. Megan, Megan at the bottom for my interest, but it looks fun. You're muted.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's gonna come out right also in July.
I don't know how that's gonna do.
I don't think it's gonna do great. That might be the one horror miss of the
It
season.
could be a horror miss. Yeah, I haven't watched any of those movies. I Know What You Did movies.
I've seen the first one. It's fun.
What is it like? I still know what you did. I still know what you did.
Something like that. Also Bring Her Back.
That's gonna be a small indie hit.
Small hit,
Yeah. That trailer looks creepy as fuck. But I can't
That
wait to see.
that one I haven't seen.
Yeah, I saw that very, very first teaser trailer. I haven't seen any of the new ones. But yeah, Danger Zone. This is gonna be hard. What's gonna bomb this summer? I want to give you a fun one that I think is gonna be fun to keep track of. I don't want to give you like a bad one. I'm looking at like the Naked Gun, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like those eras of the era of those kinds of movies might be over, even though it kind of looks funny. Freakier Friday could also bomb. Yeah, I want to giving you F1 will be fun to track. I just don't know what F1's going to do. But I can't count out Brad Pitt. People love Brad Pitt. Shadow Force. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll give you Naked Gun. What the hell? Why not? That's the only one I can see it being a fun bomb.
And remember the year? I don't remember if it was me who gave it to you or vice versa. With the Haunted Mansion, or did you pick it on your draft? I don't remember.
I know I didn't pick that on my draft. No way, did I? Yeah,
I don't know.
that was a big bomb.
I actually think Freaky Friday could do decent numbers. I just don't know the budget of the movie.
You think so? Maybe.
Because I mean, when is it coming out? August. It's coming out the same weekend as Weapons.
Exactly.
But also like that month is kind of barren, so it could
Yeah.
just be those two leading the month. What else? Smurfs could bomb.
Smurfs could bomb. What's the story with that franchise? Smurfs box office. Those actually do pretty well. At least the 2011 one did. I don't know about the other ones.
Again,
Yeah, huge diminishing returns for Smurfs. Yeah, that could definitely.
this is a risk, but I love a risk.
Please, yeah, let's do fun risks.
Yeah, I just have to. I just again going back talking about budget. I just don't see this movie doing well. F1.
Yeah, I'm curious. What's F1? You don't want to doubt Brad Pitt, but at the same time, I don't know. There's something hanging me up about that movie. The budget is massive. It needs to be a hit, and the reason it needs to be a hit, and for us to go 5 spots each and not bring up F1, that could be us just being like, oh, we're idiots. But for some reason, I'm not seeing like 70 million or 50 million plus opening weekend. For all these other movies, I can see like 50 million plus opening weekends, at least.
Yep.
For F1, I don't know. You know,
here's the thing. Because again, let me double check. When does it come out? Is it before Jurassic World?
Yes, I think so.
I could see, but it is the same fucking weekend as Megan.
Yeah, F1 is June 27th. 1 week later is not even a week later, days later, because Rebirth comes out Wednesday, July 2nd.
Yeah.
So less than a week later, F1 is hit. Like goodbye IMAX screens for F1.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Megan, honestly, I feel like this movie could easily crack 50 million, but still, because of its budget, it's not a good number.
Yeah. What was the Megan domestic opening weekend?
Megan was 30 million.
30 million domestic opening weekend. That's obviously going up for Megan 2.
50.
So let's say 50, 45. Like for Megan 2. It could be, it could be also the year of like multiple movies going plus 40 million. That could happen. They could share the wealth.
I mean, I would love for that to happen.
But yeah, I would love to see F1 succeed. I like Damon Idris, a lot. Joseph Kosinski proved me without a shadow of a doubt that he's a great director with Top Gun Maverick. So I'm excited to see what he can do here with F1. It looks very fun.
It looks fun. I feel like also the thing about like this movie just feeling weird is that it feels like it's trying too hard to be Top Gun Maverick with cars.
It does. Like Top Gun on cars. Like the vibe, so like everybody's in that movie is just so cool. You can be the number 1 racer in the world. Like the way they edit it is just like cool, suave. I'm yelling at you. I'm putting you against the wall because this is so intense. I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be good. And yeah, I think for all these movies, I think we're in for a good summer in terms of like critically. I think most of these movies are going to be very, very fun and good. But yeah, that's our list here for the summer box office season. Again, the top 5 of Fantastic Four, How to Train Your Dragon, Rebirth, Lilo and Stitch, Superman, Thunderbolts. Those are going to be big. The comic book movies are going to be big. Franchises are going to be big. Adaptations are going to be big. That's the name of the game for us. We have all franchises and sequels.
We only have one original, Elio.
Which is Elio, yeah, one original, which is a Pixar, which is its own franchise at this point.
But yeah, I do kind of hope that Materialist becomes a little hit in and of itself. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, a little small indie hit. I hope so too. That's Celine's song, right?
Yeah,
I hope so. Good old. They say rom-com, but everybody in this like, where's the com? But there's some comment there in terms of like her job or whatever. But
It also could just be one of those cases where the trailer is just not selling the movie well.
yeah, hopefully that's it. Because I like Celine Song. I like the actors in that movie. So, and Chris Evans needs a hit. So,
But yeah, this is our list. We will be back sometime in September for the fall and holiday season.
which
That
I'm already
should be.
curious about too. Like, how's the fall going to shape up with the Oscar movies? How the Oscar movies in the fall going to do well? Like,
There's one big obvious movie that's gonna do well in the fall.
yeah, there's Avatar 3 coming out in
Oh,
December.
I guess two then.
Oh, what are you thinking? Oh, Wicked. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wicked 2 and Avatar 3 can be big. Zootopia 2 is gonna be massive. So
That's gonna be interesting with the whole Avatar situation if Hollywood movies do end up getting a ban from like China and you know.
yeah, that was a worry for this summer, but so far, Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch are getting, and How to Train Your Dragon are getting those China release dates. So maybe China's like, okay, maybe at the end of this year.
James Cameron's gonna negotiate. Big Jim.
Yeah. James is like, your country loves Avatar movies. Don't do
Yeah.
this to me. Like maybe they might squeeze that one at the end of the year.
I just out of curiosity, let me see how much the last one did in China.
I'm gonna guess 300 million in China. The last one had to.
Domestic.
China like China's its own thing. I think at the bottom, yeah, 245. 245 is not more than 300, but that's still respectable. Avatar 2 made it what 1.5 overall or 1.9.
Oh, the first one?
This is the first one or the second one?
No, this is the second one.
Second one made 2.3. Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Let me see the first one.
Holy shit!
I like how we're already thinking about the fall.
The fall is always fun.
2.9.
Ridiculous. Look at all the
China,
re-releases. Holy shit! 262.
Hey, that's not actually a bad drop from.
Which
the
puts
first
into perspective again how F7 did 390. Like holy shit, they were flooding that movie in streets. Anyways, yeah. So you can find me on Twitter, Harris EV9. Next week, once we find the time, we'll talk about our monthly recap in movies and TV. Can't wait to finally have a Last of Us discussion with this group, Edgar and Josh, because I'm loving this season of The Last of Us. It's making it really hard for me in terms of favorite TV shows of the year because I'm loving Last of Us. I'm loving Andor. I loved Severance. I loved The Pit. Like, this is too good to be true. This is a crazy year for TV.
The studio.
The studio is really fun. There was one episode that I thought was just like so, but like overall, the last episode especially, like I'm really enjoying the studio. Yeah. I'm trying to see what other TV shows I've been devouring. But yeah, Andor and The Last of Us have been really, really good second seasons, respectfully.
They still haven't confirmed a release date for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, huh?
They haven't, but I'm guessing June
After
or July.
The Last of Us, yeah.
Yeah. The Last of Us will end at the end of May, so July, hope to be safe. But yeah, this is great.
All right, and you can find me at EDGRTG on all social medias. You can find this podcast at WHFG Podcast. You can also find my written work at Loud and Clear Reviews at the Cinema Spot. And yeah, we will be back hopefully next Thursday. I can't confirm. I need to make Josh aware of this, but I'm good for Thursday next week. So hopefully next Thursday for the monthly episode of and yeah, I'm excited to talk about all things Sinners and all things TV. Mostly, it's been a very busy first quarter for TV. I don't know if it's because like I'm just tired from school, but like I just like I've been having like a hard time getting into like Andor, and I know it's not the show. I know it's me. But hopefully I get to rewatch those episodes before next week.
You said rewatch them?
Yeah, I was actually rewatching some of them last night before.
Well, nice. I haven't had time to rewatch. Yeah, I've been trying to soak them in, but yeah, the 3 episodes is not great, but I've been soaking it up as much as possible with like podcasts and locking in.
Also, it just feels like I'm sorry, but it feels like homework, like having to see all 3 like in one sitting.
And not be spoiled. Yeah, you have to watch it in one sitting, or else you're going to be spoiled by what happened in episode 6 or the 3rd episode of the bunch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you next week, everybody.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby.